He was born in Untitled, Illinois, now living in Columbus, Georgia, graduate of Texas State University. He's a son, a father, a brother, a husband, an author, mentor to many others, friend. Brought you to the app, motivation to your mobile, the blog today's honoree, and Microsoft named him a global hero in education. When they told him no, he came up with hope. When he refused to give it a chance, he took what they said and break his own hands. If you stand, let's stand, then with me, if you will clap your hands together and make some noise, the number one encouraging speaker. How's everyone doing tonight? Are you doing better than that? How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you out today to Motivational Speaker Monday. Let me say that again. I'd like to welcome you to Motivational Speaker Monday. I go by the name of Derrick Hayes, the enTIEtainer. Please follow me on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. Like he said in the intro, I'm originally from Rantoul, Illinois. A lot of times people want you to say you're from Chicago, but I grew up in Champaign County, Illinois. It's 20 minutes from the campus of the University of Illinois, 2 hours straight south down I-57, 2 hours south of Chicago. And from Rantoul, Illinois, I went to Tennessee State University. Tennessee State University, the Big Blue at TSU. That's in Nashville, Tennessee. And there I majored in business administration. And as a freshman, I started a hot dog business with my friend Rigel. We called it Hot Dog Heaven, where we said a dog in the cloud makes you smile proud. And it's even crazy these days because I don't even eat meat. And currently I'm living in Columbus, Georgia. It's like 90 miles southwest of Atlanta. I'm in Columbus, Georgia. And it's a great city, a lot of opportunities. So wherever you are, there's opportunities. You just have to realize who you are and what you have and make something happen. Now, it's Motivational Speaker Monday, but the question is, how did I get started? Me and a friend named Andre, we were students at Tennessee State, and we were entrepreneurs, and all we wanted to do was make money. And so one day we went into a conference and we were talking to major programs, major corporations, major players, and it was a National Urban League conference that just so happened that year it was in Nashville, Tennessee. And so we told the Nashville Urban League that we wanted to do business with them. And so the Urban League said, if you want to do business with us, we need you to come in and help our youth. And so we had one day to put a program together to help the youth. We didn't have a manual on how to do it. No one told us this is what you should speak about. So we took the game of Uno because we realized a lot of people knew how to play the game of Uno. But we used the game of Uno as our starting point because we said in life, you're dealt your cards, you're dealt your hand. And how you play your hand is going to determine if you stay in the game. And so from there, that's how it started. We did one program. It was called If I Can, You Can. If you can, we can. So we did that program and the response was good. And so we did 2 sessions of it. And from there, we started looking for other opportunities to get back to the youth, to speak to other youth programs. And so that's why to this day, that was in the early 90s. And now it's 2020. That was the seed that planted for me not to just be in business, but do something where I work with youth. So I started off working with youth in the classrooms, in mentoring programs. We did a lot of motivational speaking throughout the state of Tennessee. Then we went to Mississippi, and then we went to Virginia. When we went to Virginia, that was the first time I learned that people will put you on a plane and pay for you to come speak out of town. And so these are some of the things. This is how we got started. And so we would speak at entrepreneurship events. We speak at youth programs, speak at churches, schools. So that's how we got started. Somebody just asked us to give back to the youth, and we thought it would be robbery if we didn't come in. So one of my websites is derrickhayes.com, and the other one is enTIEtainer.com. Motivational speaker is Motivational Speaker Monday, and not everybody's a motivational speaker. Some of you are empowerment speakers. Some of you are ministers. Some of you are consultants. Some of you are strategists. Don't get caught up in the title. Just the information is important that you can use in what you do to get indoors, to build your brand, to change your life, to empower others that you are speaking to. And the question is why? Why would I come here today and give you this free information on Motivational Speaker Monday? Why would the enTIEtainer stop by? Well, the answer is simply, in order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing. And when a blessing is poured into my spirit, I do my best to listen to it and give to others accordingly how I've been given to in my life. And everybody can bless others at different times in different ways. It's not always about money. It could be time. It could be ideas. It could be information. A blessing is a blessing. So right now, through the word speaker, I'm going to share with you about how to tell your story, how to share your purpose, how important your experiences are, how important those associations are, how to get knowledge and how to give it, how important execution is. And at the end of the day, never forget, there are results. Let's get into the story. Now, when you're a speaker or strategist or consultant, one thing they're going to ask you for is your bio, or they're going to ask you for your one sheet. Your bio and your one sheet, they're the same thing. It can also be your press release. The bio, how you tell your story is just the basics: who, what, where, when, and why. It could be one sheet, which means keep it to one page. Write down who you are, write down what you do, write down when you do it, and write down why you do it and where you do it. And this is what you can send out to magazines to get your story published. This is what you can send out to agencies that could book you to speak. Your story is important, how you tell your story. And then you have the long version, but also say if you write articles, you have a shortened version. You write your story in 50 words or less. For example, one of mine, they call these a resource box. A resource box goes at the end of the article, and it also can list your websites or your demo reel, links for people to follow you on. Like, for example, my old resource box said Derrick Hayes is the #1 encouragement speaker and is internationally known for having the unique talent of turning names and words into positive messages within seconds right before your eyes. Hayes calls these Derricknyms. So that's how you start telling your story. And as you grow in life, as you grow with your consultancy, as you grow with your practice, as you grow with your ministry, your story will change, and hopefully it gets better. In your story, tell about your ups and downs, but also how you overcame those obstacles. Tell your story, because your story is what people can relate to, because everybody's been through something. Now, P is for your purpose. People will ask you, what is your purpose? And why do you want to speak to our group? Why do you want to share your story? My purpose has changed over the years. In the beginning, my purpose was my gift will make room for me and open doors to great people. That's Proverbs 18:16. My gift was Derricknyms. And so I had a gift to turn names into positive messages. So in the beginning, that's all I had. That's what I knew. And then later on, people called me headlines because I showed people how to get their talents into the media, in the magazines, on television, in newspapers. So you can get free publicity. I have a blog called Today's Honoree, where we featured over 1,700 people. So you have a story to tell, or if you know someone else who needs their story told, you can send in your information and we can feature them. So now my purpose is to use neckties to empower others to greatness. Use neckties to teach life skills and empower them to greatness. Right now, you see a necktie. This is a full-length necktie, but I tied it like this just to show you a different look. But it's tied just like a regular bow tie. So you measure it up just like you do with a bow tie. So over time, your purpose will change. Your purpose will match your life. Basically, just ask yourself, why do you do it? People want to know why you want to do something, why you want to do business with them. What is your purpose? The E is for experiences. A lot of times we try to run from what we do. If you work with youth, that's a great thing. If you work in the grocery store, that's a good thing, because everybody has meetings, whether it's for the employees or whether it's for the managers. I've worked in fast food before. And I also done presentations to the staff, and I've done presentations to the management. So never neglect your experience. Whatever field you worked in, I call those the current markets, because those are the markets that you're currently in or you have currently done some work in. And then the future markets are markets that you want to speak to. For example, I work with youth, so that'd be my current market. And then in the future, I want to speak to corporations, so that would be my future markets. In my lifetime, I've spoken to both, but you have to start somewhere. Sometimes people try to start at the top and haven't even got on the mountain yet. So here's what you can do. You write down industries you have worked for. Make a list, because when you start writing it down, you start to see what groups and organizations you can actually speak to. Write these down. So if it's fast food, write it down. If it's call centers, write it down. If it's management, write it down. Whatever it is, don't be ashamed. Don't run from it. Write it down. These are markets that you can speak to, especially in the times that we're in now. Everybody can use your message right now, virtually. A lot of things is going on virtually. Because recently I just presented at the HOSA Virtual International Leadership Conference. I didn't do a Zoom, but I had a video there. And in a few days, I had over 400 views on my YouTube video. So whatever your experience is valuable. Never neglect that. Now, write down industries that you would like to speak to as well. These are your future markets. These are industries, like I said, that you would like to speak to, whether it be corporations, whether it be athletic teams, whether it be you just want to speak to women, whether you want to speak to teens. Write them down, because these opportunities can come to life, but you have to write them down. The A is for association. Now look at your current markets and look at your future markets. Who do you know at your job currently, or at the jobs that you have worked with? Do you have good relationships with them? That's why you should never burn any bridges. Recently, I went to a fast food restaurant that I worked at, and they wouldn't even let me pay because the relationship was that good when I worked there. I didn't leave on bad terms, and every time I came to work, I did an excellent job. So who are you associated with in your current markets? And who do you have connections with in your future markets? Write down at least 3 people in your current markets, and write down 3 people in future markets. Even if you don't know somebody, write down the company, write down whoever the CEO is. You never know who you can connect with. LinkedIn is a great way to network with decision makers in all fields and all facets. And you never know who will accept your friend request. So think about how you can get associated with different people. You can get associated with people you know, through others that you know, and also by reaching out on your own. Now, the K is for knowledge. A key thing is, what do you know? What can you teach right now? Can you teach someone how to tie a tie like me? Yes, you can. Can you teach someone how to clean a floor? Can you teach someone how to budget their accounting books? Can you teach someone how to fly a plane? Can you teach someone how to write a story? Can you teach someone how to sing better? Whatever you know, you can create an opportunity for yourself. So look at what you know. And now here's the thing you do also. You reach out to those people that you're associated with, those decision makers in those markets that are current and those markets that are future, and ask them, if you brought in a motivational speaker, if you brought in a consultant, ask them from whatever level you're on. If you brought in an executive to teach your staff or to teach the administrators or the managers, what topics, ideas, or information would they like to hear presented? The reason why you ask this is because you don't go in there acting like you know it all. You don't go in there thinking that I have all the answers. So you do your research to find out not only just knowing what you know, but also what they would like to know. And you see how you can tie in what you already know into what they would like to hear. Because there's information that you know that is necessary, but there's also things they would like to hear. Because what they saying is, this is what we want to hear. If we bring you in, if we pay you to consult with us, if we pay you to do a virtual workshop, if we pay you to come in and do a training, these are the main points. These are the objectives. And so you take that information from what you know and what they want to hear, and you start putting it into programming ideas, speech titles. You come up with at least 3. You come up with 3 speech titles. You have, for each speech title, you have 3 main points. And then with each one, you put a summary together. So you should have 3 speech titles and 3 points apiece with a summary. The reason why you do this is because of the E, is the execution. So you're going to follow up with these decision makers. You're going to follow up with the ones that you have associations with, the ones that told you what knowledge they're interested in. So you got to execute. You got to find out, all right, what is the best way to get in contact with them? Some people want you to email them. They want you to email them your story about your experiences that also shows your purpose. So you can put this in the email. And then if you're just starting out, you may not have any video. But if you a speaker that's already had some speaking engagements, you can have a YouTube channel or Facebook, or just get somebody to videotape and put that in there. Because one thing, they want to see you in action. And then you send this email out, or you put it in the physical mail, or you ask to present the information in person. However you execute, that's up to you. Whatever, you just got to make it happen. And set a goal. Today is July 6th. Have a goal to have a speaking engagement by August 6th. And if you can't get one from one of the people that you're associated with, create one. Create a speaking engagement where you have your friends come over, or you do it with social distancing. You do it virtually. You get a Zoom account and you record it. You invite people on to hear you present. I use StreamYard. You can use StreamYard. You also have another streaming service called Restream. So I never tell you about one service to you. You have to find out what works for you. And so you make it happen. You get that, you execute. Either you find somebody to book you, or you book yourself. And so you present your topic. You find out what the topic you agree on, and you present your topic. Now here goes the R. This is the one that people get too comfortable with, is the results. Many people over the years, they're just happy to be in the room, and they forget everything else. They think this is the end of the world. Oh, I'm in the room. Oh, I'm speaking to a group. Oh, whether you get a fee or you do it for free, the money is made once you're in the room. Now, here's what I mean by that. when you go speak somewhere, whether you do it, whether you create your speaking engagement or you go speak to a group, you gotta record it through video and pictures. Always record it. Record it. I'm gonna say it again. Record it. Record it. When I started out, I had somebody holding the camera for me. Then I got a tripod. And then if I forget my tripod, I ask somebody to hold the camera for me. Check your equipment. Make sure the volume's on. Make sure it's aimed the right way. Make sure, do you want it in portrait? Do you want it in landscape? These are all important factors when you're getting your results. Because you can't go somewhere and say, hey, I presented at this event. And they're going to say, all right, let me see the footage. And if you don't have no footage, then you're SOL. R is for reviews. Ask people in attendance to give you a quote that you can use for your marketing. Similar to like how they give testimonials for movies. You can also offer them a special item to encourage them to give you a review or a testimonial before leaving the engagement. They can do the review on paper or they can do the review on video. Video testimonials are very powerful. What I do sometimes is I offer a Derricknym where they can email me, or I can put a Derricknym on the card, or they can email me and I'll send them an 8x11. The R for results is references. Ask the decision maker of the organization that you present it to write your reference letter on their letterhead. Nowadays, sometimes you had to get them to give you a reference before you leave the presentation. And sometimes it's hard to catch people through email, and they can write it out right there or put it on their business card so that you have their contact information and their job title. Referrals. Ask people in the audience or even ask the one that brought you in to speak to refer you to others so that you can speak to their groups or organization. If they like what you presented, this is a great way to get other opportunities without having to chase them down. And the R is for resources. Look at what you're doing. Every presentation you make, every speech you make, every quote you make is a resource. When you write those quotes could be turned into quote books. Those quotes could be trademarked on t-shirts, on hats. You can create books. But if you do a quote a day, you might do a journal book with your quotes, with your favorite scriptures. But put resources together to get your name out there. I've seen people start with something similar as a bookmark. Put it out there. R is revenue. The more speeches you have recordings of, along with reviews, referrals, and resources, the more evidence of success you will have to share with decision makers. And that will help them see the value in your work. So I'm just here today to give you some nuggets because it's Motivational Speaker Monday. I go by the name of the enTIEtainer. So follow me on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. Originally from Rantoul, Illinois, alumnus of Tennessee State University. I currently live in Columbus, Georgia. I told you how I got started earlier, but simply was I wanted to do business with an organization called the Nashville Urban League. And they turned it around and said, if you want to do business with us, we need you to help our youth. So that's how I got started. I had one day. I didn't have a whole week to plan. I didn't have 3 weeks. I had a day. I had to make a decision. So the key is to get started. I got started, and we're still going. Check out my website, DerrickHayes.com and the enTIEtainer.com. And remember, I use the word speaker today, but you may be a consultant. You may be a minister. You may be a teacher. You may be in leadership. You may be an administrator or a manager. Whatever your title is, work it to perfection. But whatever you do, you have to tell your story. That's your bio. That's your one sheet. Know your purpose. My purpose is to use neckties to teach life skills to empower others. Keep your experience handy. It's very valuable, right? Look at your resume. Every company you work for represents an industry. So look at those industries that you already represent. and their opportunities, especially in the world we're in now, where they need virtual help in all industries, all in the schools, in the governments, colleges, universities. Everyone needs help virtually. Who are you associated to? Who can you reach out to that can open the door for you? Knowledge. What do you have to teach? And what do others want to learn from you? Execution is everything. Emails, write letters, call people, send out text messages. All these forms of communication are important. I get told no several times a day. Don't let one no keep you from knowing what you have to do. And the R at the end of the day is results. Record, get reviews, get references, get referrals, build resources. And that's what's going to create the value so you get that revenue. The enTIEtainer. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Motivational Speaker Monday. I told you how I got started. And the reason why I'm here is because a seed been planted into my life. And in order to get a blessing, you have to be a blessing. And keep working on your talent. Keep working on your skills. Keep working on your dream. Keep working on your gifts. Never stop growing. Never stop knowing. Never stop letting the greatness in you flowing. Because when people see you, when people hear you, it may be the only school that they ever see. And until next time, I thank each and every one of you for your time.